Welcome everyone to State of the Game for the 10th of November. I got the date right this time.
So yeah, so we are Thursday morning. So as usual, we have our weekly maintenance this morning. What is happening this morning? We have a couple fixes for the live game. We have the first one, which is we are fixing a bug where basically if you would be below level 30, you could group up with level 30 players and get access to their vendors when you would join them their group, and therefore get high-end items that would be below level 30. So we're fixing that, so you won't be able to do it anymore because that was an issue then. People could go in the dark zone, like dark zone that would be below level 30 and just grinding or whatever. So that was not really fun. We're fixing that one, and we're fixing another bug which has been affecting some of you, I guess, which was a bug we had with underground rank, where some people ended up having underground rank. Like we had one which was 13,000 whatever underground rank, which is not how it's supposed to be.
No.
I've played it already on the PTS, but yeah, we wanted to make sure we have a dev blog there that explains it for the people that have not played or have not heard of it or have not been watching streams or anything. So it's on the website if you want to read it. But also we published a survey. It's on the PTS forums. We have a thread there with a survey on survival. It's also linked in the dev blog. And so if you guys had the opportunity to play survival on the PTS, please make sure to go on the forums and fill out the survey. It's great if you can give us feedback on top of that.
World Tier, I've seen a lot of conversation about World Tier 5.
Yeah.
And how that kind of
and the new gear score.
And that sort of thing.
The new gear score, yeah.
I understand. Yes, we are a loot-based game, and these things have happened in the past and will happen. This is a kind of unique one, because I know it comes at a time when 1.4 is really still fresh for a lot of people.
And 1.4 in many ways felt like a new start.
Yeah.
But in reality, a lot of people already had 229 gear, had almost everything they needed.
Yeah.
So it's a bit of a divisive thing for the community, the haves, the have-nots, and so this now that we have new content, we have new ways to playing the game, we have new pieces to collect. This is the time for everybody to get a level playing field and gear up.
Yeah.
The people that stuck with us with 1.3 and the people that just came in with 1.4 all get to start fresh.
Well, we'll see a lot of new builds, especially with all the new weapons that have gone into the game.
Yeah.
There'll be different ways that people utilize them.
Well, hopefully.
There's a lot on that. Are there any kind of builds that you're starting to think people will look at? I mean, obviously.
I think sidearm builds are a thing that haven't been a thing for a while, but we have the holster, we have some new sidearms. I think that's something we might see.
Maybe some M700 builds with the elevator talent.
Yeah, maybe.
I mean, we have seen people really trying to create that that perfect storm of everything to what might be known right now as a one-shot build with
death from above build.
3 Hunter's Faith, 3 Century, M44 with proficient, these sorts of things. Prepared and then tactical advance. It's a category.
Maybe we'll see.
And the FAMAS is always interesting for maybe.
Yeah, and obviously the Riot Shield, both the Riot Shield gear set on the one hand, but also the new sidearms on the other hand. A lot of people.
Rhino and stuff as well.
A lot of people haven't seen the golden Rhino because they are not playing the right piece of content to get it because they're all in survival.
Exactly, and that's great that you guys are all in survival, but there are a lot of things coming at 1.5 that we need to look at.
Time frame between the release of 1.4 and then we are adding a new gear score. But as Frederick said, that's also just putting everybody on the same level. But also, what's important for you to know is the fact that this is not going to be a regular thing. It's not like every month we're going to bring in a new world tier and a new gear score. This is more of a conclusion to the changes we did with 1.4. This is something that we felt was needed to really, bring everybody to the same level and start over if we're going to change it. It's a one-time thing, and then the next time, if we want to increase gear score and world tier and everything, we will only do it if we actually really have new content and new activities that would justify actually you guys grinding your gear again. We are not going to change or to add a world tier just because we can, because we know if that means just grinding the same gear over again, it's not going to be a fun thing to do like many times in a row. So yeah, don't think that this is how it's going to be
when you're recalibrating your gear. And
it's very powerful.
There's a couple of reasons for that. The primary reason is that you get mitigation from it. And mitigation is a percentage. and percentages just get better. Like going from 99 to 100 is better than going from 0 to 1%. So like it gets better the more you invest in it. So it becomes a bit of a must-pick stat. So we were looking into how to address that now that we're moving up to a new tier, choice between armor and armor damage, so that you're not going really tanky and DPS at the same time. We want this RPG choice to be. So that's something we're trying out on the current PTS, and that's why we did that change. And it's something we're reading feedback and seeing data and seeing builds coming in based on that change and looking at how that pans out.
Cool.
And that's something interesting also you were talking about before we went live, but also
you have to make all of the guns rolled stats work in PvP. And so stagger also on shotguns also works in PvP now. So those are separate issues. It had nothing to do with that. And in fact, the PvP armor penetration or armor damage, we're trying that out now. We might tune it down, turn it off, turn it up. We don't know, but that's a separate line of discussion.
We have mentioned it before, but just to reiterate to people, there is a different modifier for
turn on stagger so that people are flailing around like they did from explosive ammo or something. It just makes you flinch.
Your
so
reticle will.
Your reticle will jump and not automatically return like it does with normal hit reaction. So it's a subtle thing, but it gives you an advantage in close quarters. We wanted to give some utility to the shotguns as we're adjusting their damage output, make sure that that's balanced.
I think on that note, one of the things that I'll fix for that.
We should have a fix for that with 1.5, which means that as you remember, or if you remember, we deactivated voice chat on Xbox One to temporarily fix the stutter issue. We have a fix now for the stutter issue that doesn't require the Xbox voice chat to be deactivated. So with 1.5, we should be able to reactivate the voice chat, and the stutter should be gone also.
Nice. I saw another really good question in there before. Someone was asking about the new named items.
I think in the current PTS, they only drop from certain sources, certain activities.
But it's actually, we have a change for that in PTS2 as well, because on the current PTS, I think they only drop in survival, but that was not the intention, but that's what happened with this PTS, but we're changing it with PTS2, where they will also drop from certain activities and from the field proficiency cache as well. Great. So the idea is that if you want to farm it...
Barrett's chess piece. She should be dropping that in Lexington, was my understanding.
Well, you can get it in a specific activity. We don't want to spoil it.
Well, it's got Barrett on it. Come on. Unless someone's stolen her chess piece.
But no, that's certainly how it works.
I'm sure we've said that. I think we've talked about it.
It is how it works.
But the idea is that yes, there are activities that you will have a chance to get this specific item. But then we don't want to force you to do this activity, so you also have a chance to get any of them in the field proficiency caches, which is the XP bug.
Oh really? Oh damn.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well.
Yeah,
probably
we have that.
Any date for the update? Obviously, that's one of the big questions. Death for I think I saw the name. We do not have a date for you just yet, but as soon as we do, I mean, we really want to get that date out to you as soon as we can.
But we have a test server running. We're looking at how the game should be.
Exactly. It makes sense for us to test and implement before we get that date out to you. But
when and how long yet, but we will let you know when that happens. We will have a maintenance and a patch for the PTS, so we will have what we call PTS2, which is going to be the second version of PTS. We have a few changes in there. I don't have the patch notes just yet, or all the patch notes. We're working on them, but there's a few changes. I've seen some people saying the survival is too easy or this kind of thing. So we looked at some of the feedback. We made a few changes in some of these things, balancing change. The next PTS is that when we open the next PTS, so tomorrow, as I said, tomorrow morning, hopefully morning, we have a maintenance to update the PTS. When we open the PTS, survival will not be accessible.
The mode.
The survival mode, the update 1.5 is still there, but the survival mode will be closed for a limited time because we also want you guys to focus on testing the free update 1.5. And we've already had some people testing it. We already had some feedback. But the fact that, of course, we have survival available, a lot of to answer a question, but we've had a lot. And we've been talking about that for a while. And I saw the question just show up now, which is surprising, but it just showed up now.
Wow, it took a while.
Stash size.
Well, we're going to do that now?
You spoil, I spoil. That's just how it goes.
Okay.
I'm so excited.
Yep. The answer is yes.
Stash size.
We are increasing the stash size with update 1.5. It's not on the PTS. I don't know if it's going to be on PTS 2, actually. It might be.
I think it might be.
Yannick, you did it. Oh my God, it's more than double.
Big explosion, nuclear stuff and everything. No, not 500, 150, 150.
150.
Yeah.
Which is a big increase. So
And now we can't read chat anymore.
No, I can't read that.
Yeah, we're going to rate limit this.
Someone said
soon.
70. Someone said 70 to 90. Nah, man.
Yeah.
150.
Let's do that.
150. All right, so we'll let you guys freak out for a little bit. Okay, that's it. For the latest news, the best place to be looking at is probably the forums, Twitter as well. We'll obviously try and get news out there, but forums, Twitter, and if we're live, come and check back, and we'll try and get news out to you guys on all of the happenings, PTS, live, all that sort of stuff.
Yep.
But for today, that's it.
All right.
All right.
See you
later, guys.